Street in Marlboro on State Street. And, oh, here goes Kevin. And anyway, my mother said that her father, the first thing he did was fly an American flag outside the house. He never wanted to go back to Ireland.
You know,
They were so glad to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And they did well, and they had a lot of kids. Some of them died, though, of the stuff that people died of in those days. But my mother became a telephone operator, and that was a very good job in those days. And evidently, my father was among a group of fellows similar to the way I met Dad, my husband, in Nantucket. They'd be hanging around the street in Marlboro when my mother would be getting out of work. She worked in the Corey building. And Kevin, that was right above where Golden Store used to be.
Yeah, I know.
That's where the telephone office was.
I know where that is.
So anyway, that's how they met. And they lived for a very short time in Marlboro, and then they moved to Hudson, and the Depression came, and my father had been working for Curly Plumbing, but in the Depression, not many people were calling plumbers, so
No.
my father picked a job where he knew he would get a steady income, so he became a policeman. And a man named Andy McGordy was the chief of police, and he liked Dad. And Dad was just a very young man, still in his 20s. And so they married, and they lived almost across the street from my grandmother on Manning Street in Hudson. And my mother tells me, I really don't remember my grandfather Fahey. His name was Michael Fahey. And my mother loved him. And she said he used to loved to come over and see the kids. And I was the third child. And but he died when I was a year old. But he was there. My grandmother was a wonderful, wonderful woman. I loved her, and real good example. And let's see.
I met a grandmother.
Yes.
Didn't Agnes used to take off and go on motorcycle rides?
When she was single, yes. She did a lot of things. And
When was Agnes's birthday?
November 22nd.
Oh, right.
Yes. And when she lived on State Street, because she was in the 20s, so she and Anna were sort of the 20s girls having a good time.
Yeah, being flappers.
Going to the dances and all that. And she told me that she did come home on a motorcycle once, but she didn't let him pull up to her house. She had him leave her off on Stevens
So she was
Street.
smart.
Yes, she was. Because her father probably wouldn't have appreciated her pulling up on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
She never told me the guy's name, though. And,
You always suspected who it was, though.
no.
Oh,
I had
come
no
on, out
idea.
with the truth.
I know one of her old boyfriend's names.
What?
Alphonse LaFleur.
Whoa,
And
that's a
Oh,
name.
crazy Frenchman, huh?
well, there were a lot of French people in Marlboro. Part of the new immigrants. And so she went to it must have been a formal dance with the Alphonse LaFleur. And my mother wore a peach color gown. And Alphonse wore a matching peach colored tie.
Oh.
Yeah,
My
how
prom
about
dress
that?
was peach colored.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Yeah.
So, and you were talking about your musical talent. Well, there's musical talent on the Fahey side of the family. I don't know about the Gunnings. As far as I know, I don't think so. But my father had 3 brothers, and his brother James went to the Conservatory of Music in Boston. He
Wow.
was a beautiful piano player. And he used to play for the movies, the silent movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they'd be playing the film and you're going, da-da-da, da-da-da, you know. And I never knew how well he played until an anniversary party at his house. And he sat down and played, and I was, wow, it was wonderful.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so,
I'm gonna have to write
And
that.
that is going to
well,
be.
see,
Oh,
this
wait a
is-
minute.
This is on your dad's recording, so you can write it down right from there.
I was just gonna
Yeah,
say. I
it'll
was
be
just
up on
thinking about
YouTube shortly.
making
Do
a
not
chart.
show that on YouTube.
Hey, don't tell me what to do.
Who cares about my family on YouTube? They don't care.
Listen, I do, and we
They
can share
have
with
their
the other
own
family
family
members.
that they're proud
Stop
of.
bickering with me. You do enough of that with your husband.